Pick a card. Who has their eye on you and why? Here are your options, and I'll see what you're reading.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. This portion is going to be simply the channeled message for pile number 1. So pile number 1, I wrote down a whole bunch of things for you during the channeling. Who has their eyes on you and why? I have someone who wants to speak to you regarding beauty or handsomeness. Someone surprisingly traditional who's been observing you for a long time. This person loves or admires you in layers. The biggest thing I got from here is that you are a person of many, many layers, and this person is observing that or has observed this in the past and accumulates more information as they go. So they like your softness or gentleness in qualities, your unique aesthetics, how you are a rare find because you stand out above the rest. I know that sounds a little bit corny, but I'm giving you exactly what I get during my channeling. So they could be or look alternative with tattoos, gauges, septum piercing or tongue piercing, or that derma, whatever that's called. I had that once, not that you need to know that. You could be very different from your exterior aesthetics, and so could they be. So I also noticed like the forehead was really prominent, so maybe they have a large forehead or something about them stands out. In this case, with the picture that I was downloading, this one just stand out because it was like super clean and everything else was a little bit alt. So by the way, I like that. Well, not that you need to know, but here we go. So I got frontal lobe, surprise. This person may be a chess player, has excellent problem-solving skills, pattern detection memory, and an ability to be patient. This person can self-regulate and impulse control. Winner, winner, chicken dinner, my friends. So tightly regulated personality as far as people observing them, okay? So I feel like they hold themselves a little bit tightly reined, and they could be a little bit wound up or considered or perceived wound up by other people. So friends, if this sounds like you or if this sounds interesting, stay tuned for your shuffle and then you'll be able to see the cards. In 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you find something that is helpful or interesting. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am so grateful to have you here. Thank you guys so very much. Pile number 1. Who has their eyes on you? Pile number 1. You have too many hats. What? Okay. And you have manifest your miracles. So I feel like this answers the why, okay? I feel like this person basically is observing you because perhaps you have a lot going on. You've always had a lot going on. They've seen you wear many, many hats. You could have been like a conductor, or you could even be a musical conductor or a conductor for a train. I'm not even sure that those two things, but take it with a grain of salt, right? Everything in this reading is general because we're optimistically reading for the masses. Take what works, leave the rest. But I'm definitely going to say that they have seen you juggle many different positions, do different things. And I feel like they're quite astounded. They're pretty impressed by, I heard your I can't say this word, not meth, but methodological manners that you conduct these things, okay? So I don't know why it was a word that popped in, but I just can't pronounce stuff. So then I have a hand right here, right? This is almost giving like, give me a hand type of thing. It's almost like a hand linked to another hat. So yeah, you could be somebody who has like work and a family to juggle and friends and And then you're perhaps like another business or a passion project, or you do something that really arouses you, gets, why is this going this way? Gee, stop it. It gets you really excited, okay? And I feel like this person or these people can really tell that you get excited about it. And it's very interesting to them because perhaps because now all of a sudden I'm hearing work, 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 work. And so I get that perhaps maybe you've been in this like work mode, or when people really see you, it tends to be during a work mode, right? Whether it's this job or that job. You could be like myself. Sometimes you have like 2 jobs, 3 jobs, and then you're like doing this other gig, and then you're doing that. And it's like, well, what the heck? You know, people can't keep up type of thing. But I definitely feel like when you talk about your passion project, or whether it's, you know, you're donating your time, you're working in Salvation Army, you are, I don't know, feeding the needy, or you are building things, you are Habitat for Humanity, anything, you know, or, you know, making a side business grow, whatever the thing is, I feel like that's what really captivates people's interest, because like you have a lot going on. There's so much going on, and this person's pretty riveted. It's like, how do you have time and energy for that? But not only do you have time and energy for that, but how do you have that passion, right? How is it that you can just pick up and be all excited about this when you're all about business, when you're all about standing on business? And I think that this is a different side that really is quite intriguing for them. So let's see what else we have right here. Also, of course, you can't like look at this and think manifest your miracle with a number 44, right? And it reduces to an 8, which is, I feel like, abundance and wish fulfillment and things like that. But then we have all of the stars being acknowledged here, and I feel like I cannot pick up these cards. And I feel like with that being said, you know, the star, I think it's a number 17, would be reflected, or at least it's a nod to the star card in the traditional tarot. But look at all of this white hair and these like very monochromatic palette right here that we have going on. I definitely feel like it's a different element that people or this person is not aware of. And that's why they have their eye on you. Eyes, plural. We got 2 eyeballs, most of us do. So let's see what else we have here. Who has their eyes on you? Queen of Wands. This could be someone else. In fact, this could be somebody else who is, I want to say, undercover brother, or they could have like their own business, that kind of a thing. But with the Queen of Wands, they're a mover and a shaker. And I feel like so are you in so many different ways. And I feel like this person is a little bit like, wow, don't you get tired? Or are you going to continue doing all these things? Are you going to narrow it down? Or, well, let me see how this pans out. Are you going to hit burnout and just kind of give up? So you have a lot, at least 2 different people with 2 different reasons with eyes on you. Now, this person that's thinking, well, are you going to give up? I don't feel like it's necessarily like a bad thing. They're like curious, genuinely curious. And I feel like they're, you know, wondering and curious to find out if you're going to have that passion like long term, and if you're going to carry it through into something that could be monetized perhaps, because the Queen of Wands is definitely like very fiery. The Queen of Wands, it could be male, female. We read energy, not sex on this channel. And this definitely talks about energetically just really willing to do whatever it takes and to really put top priority in business. So this person is very business minded. That is keeping their eye on you. I feel like maybe this person could have already gotten their flowers, like they're pretty set in life and things like that. And usually the king or queen, they typically have many different businesses under their belt. So they could be pretty successful for whatever reason they're watching you, okay? Maybe you are competition. Let's see what else we have going on here. Yeah, the Ace of Pentacles, just like we talked about a second ago. So look at my cards. So look at all this like I mean, they're flowers, but to me it's like abundance and beauty and growth. And then you have this like offer from the middle of nowhere, and maybe this little baby offer that I actually never really tuned into or noticed. So I feel like these people both have seen you travel through really rough terrain, through icy terrain, through terrain that you had to have like special gear, and it was difficult. And so I feel like people have seen you go through like monetary, I don't know, I don't want to say lack, but you know, you've been working really hard for your money. She works hard for her money. And that much is visible. And I feel like the fruits of that are beginning to show. And people are really curious, especially these two are definitely curious about where this is going to lead for thee. Pile number 1, if these readings are at all interesting to you, and if you haven't done so already, please do give me a like, share, comment, subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the community if you're interested. If not, that's fine. But also, if you could click that little notification bell so that you are notified when I drop further readings. Pile number 1, who has their eyes on you? Page of Cups. This person is going to be younger, so at least 3 people for sure. Somebody who has a lot of emotion towards you, somebody who might be a little bit of a dreamer. They could be younger as in age, but not necessarily. They could just act younger. They could be a little bit immature. They could be in love with love. The page is always, to me, in love with love. Also, this could be a person who has an apology for you. And they're all dressed in red, which is interesting to me because that denotes a lot of confidence. So this person can have a lot of confidence. Some of you guys, I feel like this is a younger suitor or somebody who wants to become a suitor. That's like, oh, hey, why don't you come chill with me at the beach? It's just a beach. It's just a glass of wine. It's just the water. It ain't no thing but a chicken wing. Couldn't help it. You get the gist. And then this did flip out during the pre-shuffle. Well, during the shuffle, actually, as you saw. And I just decided to keep it because it felt like it was going to do things for us. So we have La Magician, right? And we have this big protection in the back. It almost looks like wings. To me, I call that a nimbus sometimes, this infinity symbol bumped on its side, and it denotes that you have all of the skills to bring about what it is that you want. And I'm hearing the word resiliency. So these people are really admiring your resiliency, especially the ones that have seen you travel long and far, okay? Especially this person that's seen you wear all the different hats. Maybe, oh my gosh, I'm hearing Hutta from Love Island. It's like, mommy? Well, she didn't say that, but was it Ace? I don't know who said it. He's all, mommy? Mamacita. So dumb, but so satisfyingly funny. Yeah, if you don't know what that is, look it up. It's pretty funny. But anyways, yeah, so this person right here who has noticed that you have really traveled far and wide and done so many different things, is waiting for things to come together. It's like, well, what are you going to make with this? What indeed are you going to do? And it seems to me like it's very dualistic because now I'm looking at the shadow and I'm looking at the magician up here as well. And it's like, I don't feel like they think things are a trick, but it's almost like this person feels like you have so many skills and you're so gifted and talented that you can make anything happen at any point in time. And they're kind of waiting for the gotcha, that part of the performance, right? So I feel like they are definitely waiting with bated breath. And then I have all of these flowers all on up here. And so I'm going to say that this person really thinks of you as being really beautiful, handsome. We talked about that before, but something about maybe you're a little bit like, yeah, formal, a little bit regal, a little bit like standoffish, that sort of a thing. But yeah, they see you creating and they really want to, they want to see more of you. I'm going to say that. Now, I don't know why they're holding back and just watching, which it might be, you know, we're only 10 minutes into it. Why not? Why not ask? Okay, so animal cards, I just on an impulse decided to pull these for you. Pile number 1. Who has their eyes on you? You have the dragonfly with adaptability. Yeah, people have seen you, get closer, darlings, become very adaptable. The dragonfly is a symbol of light and change. It is reminding you to bring a bit more lightness and joy into your life in order to bring about the changes needed to reach your full potential. Approach things lightly. Yeah. Dragonflies live, I don't know, depending on their, you know, species, I think about like 3 to 4 months. And they're pretty impressive little insects. So we have a lot of them out here, the little blue ones that fly really low to the ground. And then we have other ones that are like red and huge. And I always think of them as like looking angry because, you know, red, ouch, kind of a thing. But they're really beautiful. Anyways, rant over. Oh, then we have Le Scorpion, new beginnings. Yeah, you're about to have a new beginning. And I feel like people intuitively know it. Now, the person who's watching you, they could be Scorpio. They could be, yeah, water sign, Cancer, or Scorpio. They could also be a fire sign. I'm going to say Sagittarius, Leo, probably more than not. And, you know, they could have earth energy like Taurus in their chart as well, but it doesn't necessarily have to be. I don't really like reading the signs, because usually when we don't know people super well, we might know, or we have the ability to find out what their rising sign is, but not, not anything else in the chart that would be of help to us. So anyhow, use that information however you will, but let's see a little bit more before I run out of time here. Yeah, but you're about to have I hear a passionate new beginning. Wow. So I don't know if that's the passionate, like I'm on fire, and this, I'm not going to lie, this reading is getting a little bit smutty. This could be somebody who has been mourning you, who's very sad to have lost the good times with you, but they don't see that there's still a deep connection perhaps. And maybe they've lost like a lot of hope with the Five of Cups. This denotes somebody who is in their feels, and maybe perhaps that's why they haven't like really spoken to you. You could be partner, not partner. This was not intended to be a romantic reading, but it definitely felt romantic when I first started downloading your channel messages. What else do we have here for pile number 1? Who has their eyes on you? Hello. What I tell you, somebody from the past, friends, somebody from the past, somebody with sweet memories, and then somebody very musical, because I keep hearing different music. Now I'm hearing Sweet Emotion, Aerosmith, right? So this could be somebody that you had a lot of energy and memories with. Yeah. Okay. So it did land in the upright, and then when I grabbed it, somehow I flipped it. So I'm going to take the meaning as both ways right here. Now, with this sadness and things, it's like somebody from the past. You have several somebodies from the past. I feel like this is a newer somebody, the younger one that wants to kind of like, I'm hearing let's get it on, Marvin Gaye. But then we have the Queen of Wands right here. I feel like this could be like a mentor, or somebody with a business or with a job offer potentially, or somebody who is within your sphere of existence currently, and they're just kind of on looking to see where you're going to go with things. They could be a boss. They could be your boss. They could be looking at you with special interest in order to bring you on board. So many different opportunities. And then Six of Cups, yeah. So a lot of fond memories right here, mourning the fond memories that they feel like is over. And then the Eight of Pentacles, hello, with the upright. Oh, that was my drink. The Eight of Pentacles denotes somebody who's putting in work, right? This person is putting in work in order to paint this lady like one of his French girls, Titanic. I don't know. Maybe somebody watches a lot of movies. They listen to a lot of music, or they affiliate a lot of things with music, and so that's what sticks in their heads. And they could probably have a lot of musical downloads when it comes to you. So also I feel like when you are just kind of going about your day, like you'll be hit with a couple of random songs and it'll make that person, like you think of that person. It's almost like telepathy, right? So this person, it's like in the upright, they would have put elbow grease in. I feel like it's Queen of Wands, and this Page of Cups, very enthusiastic. They're willing to put elbow grease in you. And put time, energy, and effort is what I mean. With the Queen of Wands, I feel like they're a little bit vigilant. They're still in the wanting, to learn about you. Are you on the same page type of a thing? So her verdict is a little bit out. It's like, I'm not making a move. I want to see if they can kind of succeed on their own or get a leg up, and then I will come through with whatever offer. Now, this person, this is from way in the past. I feel like this is the one that's been mourning you, feeling sad, or even like, when you make a dumb decision, like, Homer Simpson, you smack your head, that sort of a thing. And then with the yellow, this could have been something over self-confidence. Like maybe they didn't have confidence and they acted in a manner that really kind of broke up your friendship, or I feel like there's separation. They're in the past right now, right? But they have good memories. Now with this Eight of Pentacles, it's like the way it came on the upright and then it flipped around. I feel like they could have waffled between putting energy into you, elbow grease into you. It's like, I'm going to make it work. Let me do things, and so on and so forth. But then in the long run, it did come up when I pulled it to the camera. and the reverse. And this says that it's like they're not making any effort, they're not making any moves, they are just kind of checking out your online socials, asking people on the down low and things like that, which I personally don't like. Oh, look at this. We're taking these because they were in the upright out of my deck somehow. Seven of Pentacles. All these people some way somehow are counting the cost, thinking, well, should I approach, should I do, and so on. So one romantic, one business, and another romantic as well, but way younger. They would be like fun, but not like long-term type of a thing. Then we have the Sun right here, and the Sun is like, you are being viewed by all of these people as having a very good reputation, as definitely going places, as somebody who they knew a long time ago, especially this person, that you had something special within you, that you were going places. And maybe perhaps it was like there was some kind of stasis or stagnation where you felt like you weren't moving, you weren't going, because this horse can't really go anywhere. But they saw you in that youthful exuberance of like excitement or dreaming, or maybe spoke about your dreams and your goals, and they felt like that was kind of a youthful part of you, but you're manifesting it, and especially with the Magician, it's coming to be. And now they're wondering, wow, like what do I have to offer? Now all these sunglasses, all of these sunflowers in the background, I feel like those are people actually trying to look over the fence and look at you. So you might be a little bit protective of your energy. And some people can like waffle, not sure if they want to come towards you or if they don't. But that is what I have. Let me know what you think. Until next time, much love. Namaste. Welcome, welcome. My name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 2. You chose this lovely image on the right-hand side of the screen or on the entire side of the screen, and your downloads go as follows. I definitely feel like you could be in a period of hibernation. You could be working on things that are very detail-oriented, that demand all of your energy, your time, your emotions. And there's not a lot to dedicate on the outside at the current moment. That could be simply a validation for you. You could be very withdrawn at this time, really doing some inner work. Pile number 2, some of you guys can have really big feet. You can't help but like look at this, but I mean, I love this image, okay? And it just seems like it's a little bit like a fetal position-ish, okay? That's not even a real word, but I'm gonna say that you could be in like a self-protective, you could be a little bit in a self-protective mode right now. I definitely feel like it would be wise also to pay attention to your dreams. You could be having some really interesting and different dreams. And I promise that if you just jot them down just with key words to jog your memory, I feel like you're going to be surprised at what it can reveal about your atmosphere, about what is going on in your life, and even people that are trying to connect with you on the 5D or in dream space or even astral space, right? So pile number 2, people are really curious about you. I feel like they definitely, again, want to see a lot more of you. No pun intended here. And it seems like you are not dumbing it down. You're not making excuses. You're not placating anyone else. I feel like the complacency has fallen awry is what I'm hearing. But also, I feel like you could be doing a ton of self-care at this point in time and really shunning out the world. And good for you. If that's what your body, mind, and soul need, then that's what is needed. So pile number 2, this concludes the download portion of your reading. We're going to go ahead and do the shuffle in your subsequent reading so you can see the cards. And 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you find something that's helpful and something that's fun here for you. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am super grateful to have you. Thank you guys so much for your love, your support, your comments, and all the things. Pile number 2. Who has their eyes on you and why? You have Any Way the Wind Blows. What? With the number 1. And you have Am I Blue? Wow. With the number 2. So right off the bat, I'm going to say that this barometer, you know that, I don't know if that's really called a barometer, but it's like a wind gauge type of thing. And it tells you, you know, the north, south, east, or west. I feel like this person is trying to get a read on your temperature, for lack of a better way of putting it, okay? And it could be perceived as maybe they think that you're kind of like willy-nilly, or your emotions kind of turn on and off on a whim and they don't really know how to read it. But I think it's a lot more than that. I don't think they really quite understand you. I have Am I Blue? So I feel like somebody who is experiencing some depression also could be really watching you. I know we don't really want to be hearing messages like that, but here we are. And then with this third eye right here, I almost talked with a lisp right here, but with this third eye, I definitely feel like they're trying to really gain a little bit more knowledge about what's going on, your mindset, your heart space, and things like that. And they're trying to get a read on you, okay? I feel like also, I'm hearing a change is in the wind, right? So you could have had a lot of changes. You could actually live on a farm, work on a farm, or Brazil. I'm like, you could like roosters. We're going to say it like that nicely. I don't know, right? But I feel like people don't really quite know how to take you, and her eyes are closed. And I'm going to say the reason why is that you're listening to your internal self a lot more. Or you're listening, you could be clairaudient. Her ear is pointy right here. You could identify with, I don't know, or relate to the elven, or the fae, right? Things like that. But something about your ears, something about the way you listen. So maybe perhaps you have a habit of like listening to spirit now more than ever. And she looks like she's not wearing a stitch. Like a stitch in time saved none. That's not a thing, but so she appears naked right here. And so it could be that you're very organic right now, that you're very in tune to mind, body, heart, and soul, in tune to like what spirit wants you to do or what spirit tells you. You're apt to listen. And I think that your sensitivity levels are really heightened currently. And it can seem a little bit erratic from the outside world, but I really don't think that that is the case. People just get perplexed over that. Now, for this person right here, Am I Blue? I feel like they don't even know how they're feeling. Am I sad? Am I mad? Am I glad? There could be a little bit of a warrior energy, warrior spirit with this person right here. I feel like that they are kind of looking on towards you, or looking towards you. Now, this right here appears to me like a cat. They could have a cat, a kitty cat, black cat, or a one-eyed cat. I don't know what that's about. Or simply they could have like an animal spirit, right? They could be pretty witchy, but I definitely feel like they have a lot, like you hold a lot of favor with them, but all of these flowers are blue. Now, with the crying and with all the blue automatically leads me to think of the throat chakra, right? And this could be your speech, what it is perhaps that like you were speaking on, or they could have read something in your diary, or they could have read something online that they didn't like, or that they were upset about, they felt sad about, and so on. So this person is definitely in their feels, and we'll get more information in just a moment right here. Let's see. And then we have collectively, like when we do these numbers, it's the number 3. So I feel like people kind of want to work towards you, or they want to collaborate with you, but they don't know how. Like this person for sure doesn't really know like what to do about what it is that they're seeing, what's causing their sadness and things like that, or how to go about things. And again, I feel like it alludes to maybe the speech, whatever it is that you are speaking on. So maybe you have a podcast, or maybe you put out like an online magazine. I just saw the number 444. That could be a special message for some of you as well. So let's see, who has their eyes on you? Okay, the Fool. So this person can really think that maybe you're making foolish decisions, that you're about ready to walk off a cliff, that maybe you don't know what you're doing. I'm hearing also that it's like smile now, cry later kind of a thing. It's almost like a threat. And I don't feel like it's a direct threat, but I do feel like it's a little bit like, yeah, you're smiling now, but just wait. It's almost like they're waiting for you to fall off the wagon. It could be like for you to lose your confidence, because all this yellow to me feels like confidence, right? And it's almost like they're waiting for you to step off. And it's like, not only is she going to fall right here off this edge of the cliff, in spite of the dog saying, hey, watch where you're going, but potentially it seems like her heel could have like slid right off. I mean, I don't know if she could have been done to splits on the way down. So it's almost like this person's like forecasting or hoping for something negative to happen to you, unfortunately. So that's going to be for a handful of you guys, maybe 10% of you guys, okay? But definitely you have your guardian angels out to help you. And I feel like they're really upset about your strength as well. That's part, they're hate watching, okay? Hate watching from this one person, even though they're like in their feels, you know, when they say it's a hurt person. Wait, an angry person is a hurt person. That's what they say, quote unquote. But I don't know. I don't think it's an excuse. So here we go, the Eight of Pentacles. Now, you have someone that is watching your work. It could be something that you do for work. I don't like this lighting. It's like yellowy. Okay. Anyways, or they could be watching you because of what you do for work, that kind of a thing. Or you could have people that are literally from work watching you, right? The Eight of Pentacles denotes you have a very big skill, okay, and something that you're currently doing, and it's like you've done it before, you've hammered things out, you've tried different techniques, you've perfected it, and you are continually trying to perfect your craft, whatever this is. I feel like this person is like very professional. You could be very professional, and this person seems to be kind of hiding or trying to be a little bit like demure or modest, whatever you want to call it, whatever you want to think of it. So if you are a pianist, or if you are a painter, or if you are a, I don't know, you work with your hands, you do roofing, you lay down cement, you paint houses, whatever your craft is, I feel like you're always looking for the cutting edge and new ways to do things. You could be somebody who studies quite a bit about your own craft, even though you've been doing it, I feel like, for a long, long time. You don't get to the Eight of Pentacles by being lazy, I'll tell you that. And I feel like that's another reason why people are watching you. It's like they don't really know like what mood you're going to be in. And again, I'm saying this is outside perception. This is not fact, because I don't feel like you're moody at all. I feel like you're determined. I feel like you're focused. I feel like you really know what it is that you're going after and what it is that you are doing. And I'm hearing single-minded, okay? So you could definitely be fixated. Now, before I even opened up with your downloads with the channeling portion, I actually started getting a lot of messages about somebody maybe having like being on the spectrum, like, you know, having the autism or any of the other tisms. But, and that's neither here nor there, other than I'm going to say that you could be somebody who really likes repetition. You take comfort in that. You take comfort in perfecting some kind of a craft, doing something with your hands and really fine tuning things. And then even when people think, wow, that's like phenomenal and that looks great, or that is, you know, the dress came out perfect or whatever, and then you're like, yeah, but maybe I could have done it faster with the same quality, or maybe I could have done more of a, I don't know, the lapels need to be tightened up there a little bit, or this needs to be cinched, or, you know, you're always kind of looking for ways to tweak, perfect, and refine. And you could be somebody also that maybe listens to things over and over, or this week, I don't even know why, because tell me how old I am, but I just like figured out that when I cook, even lately, you know, it's just a meal of one, not a big deal. But when I cook or do anything like that, I typically focus on like one thing, and then I don't have, you know, it's not like I'm gonna make spaghetti with greens and then a dessert and then the this and the that. I'm like, no, I'm just making spaghetti. So if I make a salad, I'm just making the salad, and I'm going to make a bomb salad, right? With all the things. And so you could be somebody who is like solely focused on like one thing, and you do it well. But nothing else like really can distract you. That's what people are feeling. That's what they're, sorry about that. I'm filming a different way to try to see if it works, and I'm not liking it. But anyways, we're going to chop it up, fix it, and keep it pushing. Right here, you heard it, friends. So again, you could be somebody who's like, all right, let's figure this out. Let's do it differently, and let's get it. Let's get going. What else do we have right here? So pile number 2, if you are indeed liking these kind of readings, if you can do me a solid and like, share, comment, subscribe. If you feel so inclined, it is entirely, of course, up to you. It would definitely help my algorithm reach people. Yeah, keep in mind, not every reader is for everyone, and I do realize that, and that is also not a problem. Pile number 2, also don't forget to click your little notification bell where you get notified when I drop further readings. Who has their eyes on you? The 4 of Cups. I feel like this could be somebody who offered you something. This could have been somebody offering you like a romantic, I'm hearing a getaway, but maybe they did offer you a romantic getaway. Maybe perhaps they're like, oh, hey, do you want to go? And it seemed like a casual conversation, but they were all in, right? They were like 10 toes down, I'm all in, that sort of thing. But I feel like they played it off as not being so on point or so eager or so excited, or like even the offer really meant anything. And I'm gonna say that maybe you didn't notice, or maybe you're just not in a good place, or maybe you're like, oh, okay, we'll see what happens. And it's kind of funny because you guys can have a pat answer for when people come to you with offers. I'm gonna say offers of whatever they want to offer. They're like, oh, hey, let's do this on Saturday. I feel like you could have a pat answer, kind of like, well, we'll see. Well, let me see. I'll look at my schedule. I'll get back to you. Well, let me think about it. Those are like different things that could come out of your mouth, or something similar. Now, for whatever reason, I feel like even these 3 of Cups back here, it's like she's paying no mind, right? She's almost like deep in thought. I don't want to say on the verge of depression, maybe, perhaps. And there could be karmic bonds between you and this person who's like crying a lot and who's trying to, I feel like, spy on you, maybe even like through divination and things like that. So you could be feeling some of their energy as well. You could do your makeup similarly like this. You could have recently gotten a haircut, or people feel like they actually need to come to your door to offer you things, because otherwise they know it's not going to happen. So that could be a thing for you. And I guess that would make sense why people wonder. It's, you know, any way the wind blows. But I still don't think it's like that. What else do we have? Yeah, 9 of Swords. So I feel like you have another person right here who's all up in their head. I feel like people get stressed out by you, and not, I don't want to put it like that, but I just said it like rudely like that, so I apologize. All these guys look like matchsticks to me almost. It's like you can light one, and we can light one, they'll connect and all light up together, and it can illuminate her room. Of course, potentially can cause a fire if that's not what we're going for. But I feel like illumination. I definitely feel like with the 9 of Swords right here, you could be somebody who maybe perhaps you're stressed out or feeling a little bit down, feeling residual energy or that connectivity from someone else. Maybe it's not even your own energy. So it's a good time to stop, especially if you're an empath, and say, you know what? Why am I sad? Why am I upset? Why am I anxious? Is this my energy? Do I have anything to be anxious about? And walk yourself through it. I don't want to seem like I'm not trying to minimize this, but I definitely feel like that would be a huge step in you realizing that you're like, wow, I feel good. There's no reason for it. And it would really help you snap out of that if this is you, okay? Now, others of you guys, I feel like you are purging and letting go of things. And the reason why people are keeping an eye on you, especially this person, is like they want to know, are you sad? I'm sad. Are you sad? Do you feel like how I feel? That kind of a thing. So if you guys are in like a no communication, you are not speaking to this person or whatever, or it's been years or whatever the case is, I feel like they kind of look to see if the barometer, if the weather is shifting in their favor, sort of a thing. I also feel like they're looking at the political climate and the Mother Nature climate, the real climate, you know, to see if that's having any effect, if that's going to soften your heart, if you're going to be like, wow, things are really, you know, getting real out there, in other words, and if you're going to soften. So I feel like there's like a standoff here. It's almost like I don't know. anyways, I digress. But let's see what else we have right here. Yeah, I definitely feel like somebody from work could be watching you as well. Hello, let's get, what else do you have here? Beaver. Beaver with a balance. Okay, you're being told that hard work is important, but so is quality time with your loved ones. The balance between work, play, family, and career must be maintained for overall wholeness and success. Yeah, so if you guys have been working like a beaver, you know, exhausting, burning the candles at both ends, that's been my MO for years. I have a hard time without, I don't know, balance. But anyways, we're not talking about me. Back to you. Yeah, you could have a very difficult time with balancing. And once again, it could be that like I'm solely focused. I can do one thing at a time. And anyone that knows me knows that I am not a multitasker. I'm like, okay, I got this. Okay, now what do you need? And they're like, what? That's been done like 20 years ago or whatever, right? It's because I'm gonna, you know, focus on the one thing that needs my attention and then move on. And I'm gonna check it and double check it and triple check it and measure it up against. And, you know, so whatever it is that you do, people know that you're very slow, methodical, very picky, very precise. I don't want to say like maybe a perfectionist, but you could be. And that could be part of the reason why they are watching you. People are definitely watching the toil of your hands. The work of your hands. What else do we have here? Panda with boundaries. Your space is sacred. Guests, whoever say they're welcome, impact your aura. And you have every right to stand your ground. Your needs are important. You must nurture your soul with the same gentle love and support you offer others. Yeah. And so it's interesting because I definitely feel like these cards go together right here. Maybe perhaps you implemented some boundaries and people just don't like it, or they're not used to you having boundaries, and that's become like an issue for them. And I feel like you're kind of involved in your own, I want to say your own challenges and your own work and trying to pursue that which really gets you up in the morning, gets you excited and getting to do things, right? But I feel like you could little teeter-totter a little bit back and forth simply because you have an attachment, energetic attachment or a cord. So it might be good to do some cord cutting and things like that and send, you know, loving energy to whomever, but make sure that you establish energetic boundaries as well so that you don't wind up depleted, okay? Because it feels very codependent to me. Very codependent. And that's not good. So, who has their eyes on you and why? Well, I'm going to say the why would be because you establish boundaries, because they're stressed out, because maybe they're getting readings about you online or from friends or whomever, from another reader, and they're stressed out by what they hear, right, with all the blue. Now, we also have a King of Swords, and I definitely feel like this person, it could be male, female, doesn't make a difference, but this King of Swords right here, and we've got the butterfly little pin. Let's get in there, guys. But he's got, yeah, like a little butterfly pin right here on his shirt. And and look at all the blue in the background. So I definitely feel like you could have another person here who really respects you, who respects clarity, straightforwardness, who respects not being dualistic of, you know, just putting it how it is. I feel like you're somebody who is no nonsense as well. And you don't make any pretenses. It's like, it is what it is, and you don't throw a fit. And this person is ready to give you a sword. Now, it's an actual gift being presented like that, which I've never seen that any King of Swords do in any of the other tarot decks that I've seen. But, you know, I could be wrong. I don't have all the decks, believe it or not. Hey, if you want to donate a deck to my channel, feel free to go on my Amazon affiliate, and I've got my wish list. I'm not going to say no because, you know, cards. But anyways, what else do we have here? Yeah, this person wants to give you clarity. I feel like they want to give you clarity. What do they want to say? For pile number 2, who has their eyes on you? I'm moving away from this energy because I feel like that was a wrap, right? The Hangman, this person is seeing you from a whole different perspective, entirely different than the way they used to see you. I feel like they're getting an aerial view. It could be like they're on the internet, literally, and just trying to get an overview of like where you're at. Okay, we know we're not using this way of filming ever again. But yeah, getting a barometer of what you were like mentally, emotionally, spiritually. Are you approachable? What is your reaction if they come and speak these words to you? They want to give you clarity. This is somebody who is very to the point, and maybe perhaps they've withheld their words from you. They haven't like spoken or given you like closure or given you the information that you need or the clarity, because swords to me is always communication. It's words, it's clarity. And this person wants to bring that to you. Now, the butterfly that I mentioned earlier indicates a change. This person has had some changes in their heart, I feel, because it's right of the heart chakra, basically. And again, I feel like even with the Hangman, this is like being illuminated or looking at source and trying to really understand things from a whole different perspective that they never have before. And this person can really even want to pop in and go, hello, like, remember me type of thing. But their foot is like being held right here. It's like they want to pop in, but they want to be tethered and they want to be sure of what's going on. And that's why they want to know like which way the wind blows, like how are you feeling? And the number 111 just popped on my camera because I had to restart my video 25 times. Not that I'm bitter and angry, but here we are. So I have no idea how much time we're in, but we are almost done here. Pile number 2. Who has their eyes on you? And why? And this came out in pile number 1 as well. Yeah. You could have a few people that are like, so you could have 3 people that are like crying over you. I feel like, yeah, they're missing the good old times. They're missing when they felt confident. It's almost like they felt confident around you. And now their physical landscape around them is like desolate, okay? And then I have the 2 of Cups back here. So they're not really tuning into like the very beginning of why you hang out and have a good time to begin with. It's like, because you see eye to eye, because you get each other, because you reciprocate energy, maybe have similar interests, maybe your love language is similar, or something about having that openness, right? Because the Ace of Cups is like, wow, you like this and I really like that too. And you start like going from there and developing this closeness. And it's like, wow, you're kind of like somebody that I really identify with on a soul level. That's the Ace of Cups. It's a new beginning and it's beautiful and it's tantalizing and it affects your body, mind, heart, and soul. But most of all, it's emotionally edifying. And I feel like what they're missing is that they don't understand that they didn't bring those 2 cups, didn't retain that. I'm hearing symbiosis. I don't know if I'm using the word correctly, okay? But here we are using it. So I'm going to say that I don't know if it retained the same vibration, okay? Because the 2 of Cups is almost like towards her back, right? And she's crying over the 3. So it seems like all these 3 people focused on was like partying and get-togethers and hanging out and the good old times and buying things. And, you know, it seemed very kind of like shallow. I feel like it went from like deep connection to, okay, everything's like really shallow, and it lacked the depth. And I heard honor. So maybe perhaps it lacked honor in your eyes. Maybe you are very noble and very focused on spirit or your work or whatever, and you felt like there was an element of disrespect or frivolity. Okay, that's the word that I'm hearing. So just felt really frivolous, and you're like, I got things to do. I can't be out every week partying with you guys. I can't be out drinking, hanging out all the time. I can't be out, you know, waiting for whatever. As a group, I have responsibilities and I'm focused on creating something. And so I feel like they're not really understanding that part of it. So yeah, to 3 people, I'm actually curious as to what the work people, why are they? What about the work people? Last call for alcohol, just kidding. Who has their eyes on you and why? What about these work people? Why? 5 of Pentacles. Okay, so it could be that they feel like you're making more money, or they feel like they're coming from a place of lack, that they have, you know, people to take care of and they don't have enough to stretch, or that they are not as skilled in their craft as you, or they're more focused on family than actually their work. And therefore the quality of their work is suffering. And I feel like they're having anxiety about that. They're having anxiety about, well, I mean, I was doing a great job, and then pile number 2 came on board, and now they're doing a super great job, because their superpower is we just over focus or micro focus or whatever you want to call it on everything. And I have a family and I can't do that. And I can't have my brain working and functioning on these other things the way pile number 2 does. And consequently, I feel like they're in lack. And then I have this person back here kind of following her, which is pretty spooky, right, with the 5 of Pentacles, but being left out. These people, this person at work could feel left out, and that's why they are, like, I heard, spying or watching you and things like that. So let me know what you guys think. Much love to you. Until next time, namaste.
Okay.
Hi friends, my name is Griselle with Toughdolltarot, and I'm here to do your reading. Pile number 3. You chose this lovely image on top of the entire screen, because I just did the intro differently this time. And your downloads go as follows. Who has their eyes on you and why? Pile number 3, I feel like it's someone that you walked away from, or they walked away from you. I know a lot of us are like, we don't want to hear about that. Well, I just can only give you what I got. So that's what's coming through. Keep in mind, these are outside perceptions. Doesn't mean you have to do anything with it. You can ignore it. You can keep it pushing. I feel like also this is somebody where, because it appears to me that this girl has really messy hair, but she quickly gathered herself up, stuffed it in that crown, and kept it pushing, right? And I feel like maybe this person could have left you, I don't want to say in a mess or as a mess, or left a messy situation, or you walked away from a situation that was messy. Whatever this is, I definitely feel like you collected yourself and you decided that you were not going to have this infringement upon your persona, whatever that means to you. So that's, I heard it that way, so that's how I'm telling you. But I feel like you are walking away, and you maybe perhaps you already did, and you're headed towards something that's going to really be more you, if that makes sense. I definitely feel like you have a lot of poise, but you're in your current status is one of transition, okay? I feel like you are also kind of like looking at what your future holds, and when you're moving, you're making your moves. I feel like you're taking your template, your experiences from the past as a template, and you're using that as a sort of a barometer so that you know, okay, it's okay to move here, do this, or it's not that great, or this might be a situation where you have to exercise caution. So it's giving me kind of the 6 of Swords in the Tarot, if you guys are readers. Also, the crown is really tall. I feel like with that being said, your crown chakra could be highly activated at this point in time. It's going to be very important that you achieve some semblance of balance, okay? So maybe putting your feet in grass, or I'll touch your grass. Yeah, I will. Hugging a tree. I mean, doing whatever it is, getting your hands in soil by potting plants, or whatever your thing is, right? Even cleansing an egg cleanse might be a good idea for you right now. But you're definitely in a period of transition, and I feel like you're kind of looking behind, and you're not looking with like animosity or like holding grudges, but you're kind of like, wow, that was a lot. And you're pushing forward, okay? In a lot of ways, it's giving Girl or a Guy Interrupted, like that movie. It is giving crown chakra activation. It's giving Dark Night of the Soul, and a massive separation from people and situations and things that you have been long a part of. And you are entering into what we would call calm waters, into your own power, and into almost like a whole new dimension that you don't really know what to do with, right? I was watching a TikTok, and the girl's like, yeah, I eliminated all toxic people from my life. And she's all, now I'm bored. So you could experiencing some kind of a decompression. I almost see like a slinky being pulled apart and then put back together again, okay? So a lot of this is just energetic upgrades, and it will take you a little bit to decompress in order to elevate and be a little bit more comfortable in that skin that you're in. But don't be fearful. I'm being told that this is just a time in preparation for what is to come. That's going to be radically different, a lot more peaceful, a lot more abundant, a lot less battles. I feel like you could be my pile that are, you're battle weary. That's what I'm getting. I'm getting like the 9 of Wands energy. So even the 10 of Wands. So if this is you, or if this sounds like you, stay tuned for my shuffle and the subsequent reading in 3, 2, 1. Welcome, welcome. If you are new to my channel, I hope that you find something that is helpful, and I hope that you feel super welcome. And for those of you guys that are indeed my repeat offenders, I am super excited to have you here. Thank you guys so very much. Pile number 3, who has their eyes on thee and why? You have manifest your miracle. Let's just get in here. So this did come out in another pile if you feel led to. You don't have to do anything, of course. But I'm noticing the crown is all gold. You could be very called to wear gold right now, or different, even like rose gold, things like that. The number 44 could have a special meaning. You could be 44. Or the number 8 could have a special meaning. You could be all about like doing mandalas and things like that, or coloring mandalas. That's what it looks like in the background for me. What else do we have here? Hit your target. Okay. So manifest your miracle and hitting your target. I feel like you definitely have people watching you achieve. I feel like people could be a little bit stressed out by this, whether the implication is that you might outperform them or that you might surpass them. I don't know. And monetizing something, or just doing it better. Okay. With the number 13, that to me is a nod towards the death card in the tarot, your traditional tarot. And then we have the apple, and I'm looking at the apple and I'm like, that's kind of like a poison apple. And somebody's here is definitely fretting over you perhaps really manifesting your miracle and what implications that has to do with them. Now it's kind of interesting because I feel like this is all about like your success, and you're kind of just really focused on your trajectory. You're not really looking at getting into other people's lanes and competing. I feel like you definitely have a spirit of cooperation, but it's more about cooperating with your own energy, cooperating with spirit, cooperating with, okay, I'm not on the right trajectory. Let me move tracks. Is this the correct path? Yes. Okay, let's continue. That sort of a vibe and a thought pattern and a mindset. And I feel like this person's witnessed a lot of changes around you. Like every time you make a change, it's a good call. Then it's a great call, and it is the best call. And it's almost like this person's kind of excited, but then they're a little bit nervous. And it's like, wow, things are really working out for you. How do you quite do that? I feel like for a lot of you guys, for example, you could be in the same industry. So if you are a doctor, this could be another doctor. If you are a professor, then this could be another professor. If you are somebody who forms online courses, then this could be someone who does a similar thing. Right? But each of you have a whole different approach, a different way of doing things. I can never say this word, but we're going to say it anyways. Methodologically. Different methodological way of doing it. That's the only way I can say it. So there you go. I'm super tired. And yeah, I thought about not doing this reading, but I'm like, I don't like to leave it linger in the ethers. I want it all together or not at all. So here we are all together now. So you have people stressed. You have people repressed. You have people with their eyeballs riveted on you. Interesting part is that these people or this person can have a habit of like biting their lip, picking on their lips, something about like a nervous gesture. When you get around them or when they think about you, they could have like really beautiful blue eyes or lighter colored eyes and they're kind of nervous. But again, I'm feeling led to go with like cooperative energy. It's like you're going to cooperate with whatever it is that you need to do to get the project done. So I don't feel like you're throwing, what are those sticks that cops throw in front of cars so that you pop the tires? I forget. But whatever those things are, you're not doing that to anybody. You're sort of like, all right, okay, oh, we need to cooperate. It's teamwork time. Teamwork time. So then you're like, okay, let's teamwork. And then you're like, oh, are we not? No more? Okay, good. So I got to do this. And you're sort of on that ebb and flow. And you're absolutely manifesting your miracles. And I feel like it's going to be plural. And I feel like it's also going to be putting like a solid ground under your feet. Because to me, the number 4 also talks about the emperor to me and the empress, because I have 2 of them. So I'm gonna say that that's what I'm feeling about this. And I feel like it's a self-mastery that other people are watching, and it is affecting whatever it is that you're manifesting. But I feel like it's all connected to your abundance. Now, on the top of this mind, you have the apple with the arrow, and it's almost like having a poisonous mind or poison apple, and that could implicate a lot of different things. That could be, for example, somebody who has like poisonous thoughts. They can be toxic to themselves, and I really have to work really hard on that, so no shade there, to not speak negatively within my own brain against myself, because words are power and they are magic. And so and shout out to Nicole, if you are by chance watching this. I should link your channel as well. She does a subliminal channel. I can't even say that word right now, but it's very beautiful and it's very helpful. And the images, I mean, she works so hard on it. You guys, it is phenomenal to really help you get out of whatever it is that you need to. If you need like deeper sleep, or I think she put one out for like ADD, I think ADHD, I can't remember exactly that, but there's a lot of work that she has on her channel. So go and support her if you're interested in that kind of work. I like to actually go on there and then click the little loop and let the video loop, because they're like, I don't want to constantly having to pay attention to it. So that's what I do. And then I just let it play throughout the night. So that can help you manifest. Maybe you guys are indeed listening to subliminals. And I'm thinking the channel is called Revive Subliminal, but I won't swear to it, but I'm gonna link it, okay? So moving on. Sorry, Nicole, my brain is like, boop. Here we go. Let me write that down so I do not forget. Okay, so who has their eyes on you and why? Yeah, this person could be a little bit stressed out. Let's just not kid ourselves here. You have, it's about, it must be the money, about your money, Ace of Pentacles, about your wealth. What are you putting your time, energy, and effort into? Your blood, sweat, and tears. I feel like this could be like old school meeting new school. I'm even hearing like boomer, I'm like, I don't know. I'm all like, that's a bad thing. Get out of here with that. I mean, we're all going to get older, so whatever. But, ageism is alive and well here. So this person could have curly hair, they could have silver hair, white hair, they could have just lighter hair, even blonde. Doesn't make a difference, or you both can be in similar age brackets, but this person's all stressed out and you're more at peace with yourself, and that could be stressing them out even more, wondering what it is, opportunities that you're getting that they're not getting. It's the spirit of comparison that I do not like, okay? I feel like you have the spirit of cooperation and there's the spirit of competition on this side, okay? And something about the blue, so perhaps like how they speak and things like that, you will understand if you overhear what they're talking about. They're competing. And no wonder they're all stressed out, right? It is always best, I don't know, for me, to compete against yourself. That is like the best, because it'll keep your performance where it needs to be, always chasing something, like goal-oriented, but you're not stepping on toe. You're not just like minding other people's business. I don't like that. But anyways, so we have the 7 of Pentacles right here. Yeah, and I feel like I feel like you're the one that's looking. It's like, well, is this a good investment? Do I invest my time, energy, effort, my blood, my sweat, my tears? Because I'm building, I'm manifesting my miracle. And miracles, a lot of times those are like gifted. It's not like we're not working for it. We got to put ourselves at the right place at the right time sometimes, or we have to continue pursuing or putting in elbow grease at times. But it's also like a miracle because it's like, wow, I never felt like this day would come or something like that. And all of a sudden, lo and behold, it's like you put in enough work and you're starting to get that recognition. And so with that recognition, there are a few setbacks. I feel like people might really recognize the work that you do, whatever it is that you are investing in currently. And they might get a little bit like, oh, wow, want to put a bullseye over your head, that kind of a thing. And it's like, hey, everybody, because technically, if you think about it, right, put a bullseye over somebody's head like this. Now, this person has to stand there and wonder, is this crew going to be good? Are they like good shots? Are they going to be able to hit the apple every time? There's 10 of them. Now, what do I do if one of them misses, right? Kind of dramatic, but you get my drift. Is that how you say it? You get the point. To play with me. So that's what I'm feeling. I feel like this person is actually encountering this energetically with you because you are definitely a catalyst and you are going to spark off of each other. So this is going to really cause the other person to aim higher and to really ask themselves a lot of questions in order to experience their own glow up. Okay. So what else do we have here? Who has their eyes on you? Pile number 3. You have the 9 of Cups. I'm going to say this is a why. People are seeing you get your flowers. People are seeing that you are relaxing. People are seeing that you feel like, even though you don't necessarily feel this way, keep in mind this is like why people are watching you or looking at you. I feel like number 1, you're very beautiful. You could look very peaceful. Maybe perhaps you simply have an RBF face like myself, right? I don't know your life, but these are all different possibilities. Now with the 9 of Cups, I feel like other people can look at you and feel like you are like that dream, that wish fulfillment, that sort of thing, right? And the 9 of Cups is always like, well, I wish I had. So you could have people watching you because they wish that they had you, even if like they had you as a best friend, or they had you as an employee, or they had you as a lover or a spouse or whatever, right? We could all have like emotions. And keep in mind, like emotions, I feel like we undergo a lot of shame because of emotions. I mean, they're a feeling and they're put to indicate like something. Okay, why am I feeling jealous? Why am I feeling upset about this? So ask yourself a lot of questions if there is a lot of shame affiliated with whatever it is that you're going through. But I don't feel like mostly this is this person right here, okay? From some of you guys, this is your auntie. That's 1, 2, 3, all eyes on thee. What's up? Somebody that you had a fight with, somebody that wants to fight with you. I feel like this person or these people, yeah, it's like they don't even know why they're fighting. Why are they beating each other up with sticks? Well, because they can. Well, what's the end goal there? To knock everybody out? I don't know. I'm speculating. It's like, well, I just want to fight. Well, I don't know. Why do I want to fight? Well, because it seems like your act together is a lot more together than their act. They need to get their act together. They appear frazzled and they don't like that when you guys are side by side, maybe you work on a project together, there's a big juxtaposition between like your work and theirs. Okay. And I'm going to say that you might feel like you're not the most organized person, the most linear or whatever, and it doesn't make a difference in comparison to this person who is watching you. That's a reason why they're watching you. You are, I don't want to say very linear, but you are very collected. You are very dedicated to watch your P's, your Q's. You really put your finger out in the wind to make sure, okay, is the wind coming this way? Is it that way? And what should I do about it? And then you take an assessment, a moment to assess. Do I pivot? Do I move? What do I do? So they've been watching you for a while. And I feel like this is arousing like a spirit of competition. And it could be, competition from just their side of it. But you will feel a certain kind of way. You're going to feel something. I just saw number 13 on camera right now. So what else do we have? Ace, what is going on here? Look. I feel like this person does have like mixed feelings. They love you, but they also want to be you. And we all know by now that with that energy, you want to be really careful Really careful with that. But we have the 9 and the Ace. That's a 10 of Cups right here on the board. And I feel like maybe perhaps this person is so busy like comparing themselves. Oh my gosh, and are you manifesting? Seems like a miracle, all these things that you're doing, that you've done. And it's like, well, I don't know, I could never, and I feel kind of frazzled. This person is like, their nerves are always like looking for external approval. And I don't like that, because you know what? People can turn on you on a dime. I don't want to be like cynical or whatever, but I'm just spitting facts. If you want to hear it, great. If you don't, that's great too. But I'm just going to say that, you know, people will turn on you on a dime. And it's going to be very important that you have your own back above and beyond anyone else's. And then everything comes after that. Because if not, you're going to wind up being all frazzled like that person. I feel like you know that. And that's how you are manifesting your miracle. You're focusing on, okay, this worked, that worked, or this gave me no return for my money. I'm not investing in that anymore. Whether it's time, blood, sweat, tears, whatever, no energy. You're not giving it. Also, I feel like you could have people pocket watching you. This almost looked like a bench for a moment. This is something about a park and a bench and money. Or maybe somebody benched you or you benched them, that sort of a thing. And this is like somebody watching you like, how do you like me now? Because she seems a little sassy right here. Yeah, a little bit sassy, a little bit like, well, I mean, it might see your downfall, that kind of a thing. And again, with a poison apple, it's like, well, we know this person can have observed you for a while, and they know that maybe you have some toxic thoughts and stuff as well, but that you battle with them and you put them in their place. You don't allow your brain to master you. You instead master your brain. And that is many years of practice, and maybe perhaps therapy, and maybe perhaps it's something that you try different techniques to really foster and master. But that's neither here nor there. Just ideas for you guys right here. So yeah, with the Ace of Cups, I feel like they definitely feel conflicted, because on the one hand, they would love to beat you. Like, they want to beat you at your own game. They want to manifest before you do. But the thing is, it's like, what are they going to manifest? They're standing with an apple on their head. They're not shifting one way or another. They're like, ooh, I just hope it works out. No, bitch, you need to be proactive and figure it out. Like, step aside, move aside, pivot, or she could even just drop down. And all of a sudden her head is not a target any longer, right? You could do a lot of things. So I feel like this person, again, could definitely want to fight with you, but then they have a lot of love for you. They're conflicted. And somebody like that is very changeable. So yeah, you're not going to put a lot of your energy into someone like that, because that tells me they don't really know their own mind. And it can wind up being a situation where they want to bite you, like metaphorically. I mean, physically, who knows? But I feel like they can turn on you. Okay. What else? Swan Love. Yep. And this one flipped, and I just took it, as you guys saw. But it says, oh, I took off my glasses. Gee. You have found your soulmate, or they are just around the corner. Remember that when two souls are destined to be together, they always find their way back to each other. All those things you've had to go through were indeed worth it. I'm like, were they? Were they? All aggressive. But you could have love coming to you, because you're definitely a wish fulfillment. And I feel like you're a wish fulfillment for a lot of people, not just one. But you could, pile number 3, be focused, or your heart could belong to just like one person, or it's about the number 1717 right now. And I think, but I keep forgetting, confirmed, that's the star card, right? 17. So I'm going to say 2 stars coming together. That's like twin flame energy. But I'm very careful when I say that, because that can mean a lot of things. Then we have peace. All right. Let me get all up in here so I can actually read it. The gentle nature of the dolphin reminds you to look for the good in everyone and strive to bring peace to your life and those around you. Trust your instincts and intuition rather than overthinking things. This person is an overthinker. I feel like you're learning how not to be that. I really struggle with that too. So that could be something for you to really continue to foster and focus on and grow in. And we're already so far into this, but I mean, why stop now? One last one. Who has their eye on you and why? Eyes, plural, 2 eyeballs, probably. What? Look, you saw it here first. I'm done. Yeah, this is like healing. This is 2 people. You and somebody else could be healing or have healed, you know, stages and layers of healing. Healing to me is like an onion. We heal to a certain point, and then we kind of keep it pushing, and then something comes along, and then you feel safe enough to kind of come unglued or kind of let go of or decompress or expunge. Is that another word? Let go of things, and then you start healing some more. So I feel like you too, whatever this love thing is for you, both of you had to have healing time away to heal. This could be somebody coming towards you that is new, or I don't know, I don't know your life. It could be somebody from the past, but whoever it is, I feel like they have a similar story as you. You both had a very challenging time, a difficult time, maybe perhaps the spirit of competition, the spirit of, competitiveness and drive, and I don't know why people are always fighting with me and they're always coming after me, and it's like, man, mind your own business, people. I'm like in my own lane, I'm like writing in my journal, and y'all all up in my business. I don't get it. It could be that scenario, but I definitely feel like a lot of people actually love you, they admire you, and it's because you bring peace to people. Okay, even this person that's like frazzled and all up in their head and overthinking things. But this love right here, I feel like it is actually romantic. If you're already in a connection ship, romantic ship, whatever ship, relationship, did we say that? Yeah, I feel like that this could be you guys like healing or having like separate modalities of therapy or whatever, and then coming together. But your relationship will deepen. And with 2 stars, I feel like you're 2 powerhouses, let me tell you. So that is pretty exciting. So that's all I have. Let me know what you guys think. Until next time, namaste.